Developer to knock down the current building has started a debate on historic buildings and their place in the future of downtown Columbia. KOMU8 Chief Investigator Jamie Gray joins us now with the results of the latest Target 8 investigation. Jamie?
Brittany, you said it. It's an iconic landmark in Columbia. Some say it holds a lot of history, others say it's just old. KOMU8's Dooley-Panko investigated the importance of historic property in Columbia as a whole and what provisions are in place to protect those properties. She joins us live now outside of Shakespeare's.
Turns out provisions to protect historical property in Columbia don't exist right now, which is why some people are saying there's such a rush for developers to build higher and higher in the downtown area. I spoke with one of the managers here at Shakespeare's who said that the history of the building isn't quite as important as the memories that were made here.
It's my whole life. I mean, I've been working there since I was 19 years old. My entire adult life has been spent in that building.
Manager Kurt Murching said the impending move is going to be bittersweet, but the improvements are much needed.
We grew over the years in bit by bit, and so what we work in to make the pizzas is a convoluted Rube Goldberg mess. It's just all kinds of crazy.
But that has many residents concerned about how developers are slicing up downtown Columbia and historical property.
It's historic. It means pleasant associations for thousands of people. When my kids come back to Columbia from where they live all over the country, the first thing they do is get with their friends and come down to Shakespeare's and hang out, have a pizza, drink a beer, and reacquaint themselves.
And he fears if this pattern continues,
I'm going to miss the fact that you can stand on the corner and feel like part of a community instead of just on the edge of another apartment house.
The thing is that right now in Columbia there's absolutely no restrictions placed on landowners as to what they can do with their buildings if they're considered historic. Right now there's actually 148 historical landmarks in Columbia. 43 of these historic properties are in the downtown area, like the Missouri Theater. Right now there's no plans to develop on any of these historic properties, but if there were, there'd be nothing stopping developers from doing whatever they wanted. Which is what one Columbia resident thinks is necessary to preserve the feeling of the town.
Very important that there be some overarching controls over these things. It just matters that the town have a certain feel to it, and once they keep tearing down these buildings, it just won't anymore.
One member of the Historical Society agrees there should be some sort of preservation clause.
We need to put a plan in so that some of the buildings that really have superb and wonderful history that tell us who we are and where we came from and what the story of this community is, we need to make a plan so that those are with us for a very long time.
But he also says change is necessary for a town to prosper.
There will always be change, and it's hard for several of us who live in this day and age to see that, but Columbia was beautiful then, it's beautiful now, and I know it'll be beautiful 100 years from now.
Still, Murching says Shakespeare's is going to keep as much the same for the customer experience as possible.
It's not just the box that the party happens in. The box is changing, but we're bringing back all the tables and chairs, the signs, as much as we can. And we want to keep the nostalgia going, put a new restaurant in the new building, and just keep throwing the same party.
The same company that owns Brookside Student Housing just purchased land at the site of Bangles Bar and Grill and Casablanca Mediterranean Cafe. No plans have been filed on those locations just yet, though. Reporting live in Columbia, I'm T.